of our history that has robbed us of very practical skills. If you really forgot everything you learned in the past, do you know you wouldn't know how to talk? You wouldn't know how to walk? You know that everything you operate on is something you've learned in the past. And forgetting that past means that you forget very practical abilities. This is the case with the people. The Koreans and other Asians and other groups are defeating African Americans in their own communities economically by using the oldest African economic techniques that's ever been around. But because we forgot our history, we forgot the techniques for raising money to get control of our economic circumstances. You understand? So the forgetting of history was not merely a forgetting of heroes and how great we were. It was forgetting economic and other techniques. When you read the history of Shaka Zulu and others, you will learn political science. You will learn how to control nations and empires. You will learn what destroys nations and what maintains nations and groups. You learn then statecraft, administration. You learn all of those things because those things are embedded in the history of our people. When you look at the black family today, I see many people talking about the black family without first of all defining what the family is and what it's about. Starting a discussion assuming that a family is what Europeans say it is, without having any knowledge of the relationship between family and social and political circumstances and historical circumstances, without going back and studying the history of African families. Because if you studied the history, you would recognize that Africa presents a whole host of family styles and orientations from which we now, as a people, can choose so that we can create a strong black family today and tomorrow. This is real. This means children being loved. This means children being cared for. This means children being appropriately educated, children being fed, and so forth. So the knowing of that history and the understanding of that history is not merely then a celebration of lost heroes. It is essential to our very functioning and our very survival as a people. And it is essential ultimately to the overthrow of those who rule us. And they are more aware of it than are we. So we must understand the lessons of history, and we must study our past. What is the past? Where is the past? It is nothing. Is it nothing which was something? Is it something left behind, discarded, detached, forgotten, without influence, and thereby of no account? Does it or can it exist outside the mind and memory? Or is it not present in our genes? What I'm saying here in a minute, when I talk about black children are not children who happen to be black. The very color of your skin is a historical statement. It's just not a coloration. It represents hundreds and thousands of years of evolution. The very genes that you carry in your body are not merely the mechanism and biochemical means by which your body is maintained and shaped, by which you took on shape and form. Your genes contain the capsulized history of black people since the very beginning of time. The whole evolutionary, political, social, biological, geographical, climatological history of black people is contained right in your genetic structure. And therefore our children carry the total history of black people right in their bodies today. And therefore their blackness and their bodies then are not merely bodies that have been colored. Those bodies carry the history and existence of black people, the past, and they must carry the future. Where we carry, or is it not present in our genes, where we carry the evolutionary existence of our kind? And are we not then its present unfolding, evolvement, and manifestation? Or is it not congealed in concrete and mortar, stone and steel, structures and pathways? Is it not still present in its negation, in its reconstitution, when it is transformed into something new? Isn't the new then something old? History, consciousness, unconsciousness, comprehended, uncomprehended, never ceases to be. It is only transformed. As transformation, history is always here and now. Here today, there tomorrow. History is past, present, and future. It is destiny. If we will to transform destiny, we must will to transform history. I want to move rapidly into another segment here today where I wish to talk about revolution. And I am about revolution, and I am about preparing this race for a racial confrontation with those who now rule this earth. Because in this situation, it's either going to be those who rule or us, one way or the other. You want to hold on to your little dreams about little black boys holding hands with little black girls and white girls and so forth. You hold on to them. Then you're welcome to them, and you can try, you can die dreaming them if you wish. But let's try to wake up to a greater reality. To bring about, I indicate when I talk about black children and why I talk about a psychology of the black child. I mentioned the fact, as I mentioned earlier, that the history of black people are different, therefore the psychology of black people is different. Consequently, if you're going to understand the psychology of black children, you have to understand the history of black people. And therefore, as I stated to you earlier, you cannot go into European psychology to deal with the psychology of black children. That's one reason why I wrote the developmental psychology of the black child. The other reason, of course, was the fact that the black child's body is not a duplicate of the European child's body. We are not colored people who are merely different according to the color of our skin. There's more to it than that, ladies and gentlemen. Your children represent the oldest race on this earth, mother and father of all other races. They represent, as I told you earlier, that total history, their bodies, as such. So they are not duplicates of white children. Under other circumstances, I pointed out how they are born intellectually more advanced than is the white child. They do things on their first day of life, the second day of life, that it takes a white child 6 or more months to do. They come out with the brain that if you test it through EEG and other methods, demonstrates very clearly that they're more intellectually advanced than those of white children. You must understand history is not merely something that happens to people, it becomes a total part of their body and their existence. And you must understand that history to understand your children. And it's the failure to understand that. I also demonstrate that history is not something that just occurs. We must study psychohistory. That is the psychological results of undergoing historical experiences. And to a very great extent, the problem with the education of black children, the crack epidemic, and all of these other things we complain about day in and day out, are the result of a psychology that flows from a particular type of historical experience. You have a school system that is based upon the psychology of white children and white people. And you're trying then to educate your children on the basis of that system. They are bound to fail. The very structure of this college itself is based upon a white model. And therefore it has a built-in failure mechanism for you, one way or the other. Because you don't understand that your historical experience has changed the very way you think. Your very style of thinking, your very style of learning, your very style of relating one to the other has been transformed by your historical experience. Must understand. When you go into your psychology classes, you must understand that in order for the European to maintain his rulership over the world, even though he's 10% of the world's population, He must keep black people in a particular state of mind. It is necessary that you be backwards. It is necessary that this room be as sparsely attended today as it is with the Congress of this side. You must avoid things that have some meaning to you and flock toward things that are destructive to your future. Or else we wouldn't be oppressed, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you understand? Oppression rests on people going places and enjoying pleasures that destroy them, and who are excited by nonsense and bored by stuff that they should be learning. Don't you understand? That is the foundation upon which the oppression of the people rests. You think that your being here, not being here, is an expression of your freedom of choice. It is an expression of your enslavement. In this world where things are backwards, those who are oppressed must be